Hey guys, it's Practical Gaming, and it's time for another installment of the top 3 indie games that I found in the past month. Now, this time we've got a short puzzle game, a superhero dating simulator, and a rare horror game on this channel, so I hope that you guys enjoy it. As always, I'll leave all the links to the games that I found in the description below so that you guys can check them out for yourselves. And also don't forget to like the vid and subscribe to my channel because it really helps out. So, let's get into it. First up we have What Never Was by Ag Hellgreen. A short, story-driven game that is heavily focused on exploration and puzzle solving in the shoes of Sarah Elizabeth Wright. You play as the granddaughter to Howard James Wright, an explorer and adventurer who scoured the globe in the search of hidden treasures and lost cities, but sadly passed away. Regretting losing your chance to go on more of these adventures, you have the task of clearing out his attic where he kept all his memorabilia and artifacts from his travels, where you find a cassette tape left by your grandfather. He tells you that he kept secrets from you and your mother about mysterious creatures that he found on his journey and needs your help, which is where the game truly begins. The game space for What Never Was isn't very big, but it is packed with information and puzzles for you to unlock. Almost everything in the attic serves as a clue or a piece of knowledge to help you figure out what your grandpa is trying to tell you, from journal entries to this weird version of the Nintendo 64. However, it's not as easy as that. Every message is cryptic and has a hidden meaning which is revealed in the attic. From as early on as the cassette tape, there are clues there to help you progress through the game, and this provides the bulk of the gameplay for What Never Was. However, looking at it early on the face of it is not enough. There are some clues that need another perspective, and that's where the necklace comes in. By looking through the necklace, you can find clues in what seems like another dimension to help you solve puzzles, which you have to tie together with information you've already gathered in order to progress. This isn't a long game by any means. At most, it will take you 30 minutes to finish, but there is a lot of quality in the production of just these 30 minutes. Hiring voice actors to portray the grandfather and granddaughter with the depth of emotion that they've displayed is a nice touch, but was very well needed to display the bond between them very easily. Even to go as far as having Michaela Gilchrist, the voice actor playing Sarah, have a script for every item you can interact with is great to see. In terms of presentation, it holds up pretty well considering the constraints placed on the game. The visuals are great and the music is calming and fits the tone very well for a relaxing playthrough, and I would have loved to have played it a little bit more. This game came out last year, but it somehow missed my radar, and there is a What Never Was Chapter 2 in development, so I can't wait for when that comes out so I can continue the story. In the meantime, while you're waiting, I urge you to play this game because this could be the start of an incredible series. Next we have Mission It's Complicated by Schell Games, a narrative-based visual novel that, weirdly enough, has you playing matchmaker with common superheroes in order to save the planet. Far-fetched, I know. You play as Professor L, a researcher whose specialty is in relationships between superheroes in your current society. One day you get approached by a mysterious professor who warns you of a threat called Gideron that is aiming to destroy the world. This so-called professor knows of this threat because he's actually you from Parallel Universe and has stopped Gideron before, and in order to defeat him, you have to defeat him in every universe. He tells you to find the Possibility Stone, which can only be created by the love of two superheroes, and as such, you begin matchmaking. You form a team of 5, all with very different personalities. You have Nighthorn, an assassin who's good at sneaking around and close combat, but takes everything a bit too seriously. Wi-Fi, a hacker that can talk to electronics who is also just out of a serious relationship with another superhero. Zale, an alien who's been exiled from their world and is clueless about yours. Zarconia, a very forward, muscle-bound scientist who can turn into crystal along with her super strength. And Riptide, a novice hero who can control water in all its forms. You send them on missions in pairs, which will get a passing grade based on if you succeed, how many get injured, and how you approach the situation. Each mission will have certain characteristics that will suit some heroes, however it doesn't always go to plan. The obvious answer may not be the best one, as I found out in this game, and it can depend on your hero's confidence and relationship with other heroes. A hero with no confidence may not do well in their strongest area, but they could have a moment and break out of their slump. Or a hero with a lot of confidence can be sure of getting the job done, but may be overconfident and mess up the mission. Each mission happens at night, and each mission will build relationships in the team regardless, and if you build them up enough, you can take them on dates in any pairing you want. How the date will go will depend on you and the information you feed towards each hero, which determines if the relationship is platonic or romantic. This kind of vision novel type game is something that I've been getting into more and more nowadays, from games like The Closet Door, and I really enjoyed the variety of gameplay mechanics that was present in Mission It's Complicated. There is a lot of complexity involved with the relationships, the state of your heroes, the types of missions, and the choices you make on the missions and on the dates. It gives you a lot to think about and allows you to plan ahead multiple days. You'd think you could put all your eggs into one pairing, but heroes can get injured or tired or lose confidence, which derails a lot of your plans if you don't prepare. The dialogue is interesting and pretty funny between each hero and leads to situations I couldn't predict at all. And like that, we get to go into a bit more in depth with the heroes and see the interviews that got them into the team. I also love that they use comic book art, which is very fitting, and the use of onomatopoeias like in actual comic books is a welcome addition. If you like dating sims and superheroes, then I don't think there's a combination out there that's more right for you than Mission is Complicated. And finally, we have Project Cat by Leaf6010, a short 45-minute horror RPG about a schoolgirl who is dead set on occult rituals. You play as Cat and you start off the game with the aim of trying to perform a ritual in the dead of night at your school. You join the occult club in order to gather items for the ritual and find 3 girls from the club. They're not exactly the most welcoming and basically shun you away from the club. In fact, the idea that all these kids are in school at this time with a Ouija board anyway is unnerving and very unsettling. Seeing as they won't help, it's up to you to gather the necessary resources, solve the puzzles, and create this ritual and see whether it's all a hoax or if there really does lie something on the other side. That's about as far as I'll go without ruining the story, but the gameplay is what you'd expect from an RPG. However, this is the first time that I've played a horror RPG, as horror games aren't really my forte. In fact, it was so bad that at times I was seriously feeling a bit afraid at times when certain stuff appeared on the screen and the music got progressively louder and sometimes no music at all. I really wasn't built for these types of games. To do this on a 2D setting is impressive and I enjoyed playing through it. The controls were tight, the artwork in between gameplay sequences are quality, and the sound design was well done for such a small team. I did feel like the puzzles were very primitive and simple, so it wasn't much of a challenge from the get-go. Also, the fact that you're basically given step-by-step instructions from the beginning also made it very easy, even though the steps weren't all as straightforward as from A to B. Nevertheless, I had a great time, and I recommend you taking a bit of your afternoon to playing Project Cat. Well, that's it from me. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, and make sure to leave a comment down below about what you guys thought about this month's indie games. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.